What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, today I'm going to do my top 10 favorite movie villains of 2019. Because 2019, who doesn't love a good villain? Gotta love, sometimes, bad guys or bad girls. Could usually always be some of the best parts of the films and all. And this year, there was some really great, villains. Whether it's horror villains, comic book villains, etc. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite movie villains of the year. Coming in at number 10, it is Mark Strong playing Dr. Savannah in Shazam. Now, here, of course, Dr. Savannah, wants to take Shazam's, powers and all. And I thought Mark Strong could play a villain perfectly. Of course, he played the villain in Kingsman. No, not Kingsman. Kick-Ass, he played a villain in. He was like a villainy in, Green Lantern. So he's actually perfect when it comes to playing villains. And I thought him as Dr. Savannah was perfect casting. I mean, he was a great arch nemesis to Shazam. And Shazam itself is pretty awesome anyway. So, yeah, and not really sure if we're going to see Mark Strong back for the sequel. I mean, at the end of the first film, it does kind of hint that we might actually see Strong coming back. But, I don't know. Maybe not as a main villain, but, Coming in at number 9, it is Rebecca Ferguson in Doctor Sleep. Now, of course, she plays the role of Rosa Hat, and of course she's one of the most messed up villains on this list. Like she really she is the head of the True Knot, which is a cult that feeds on that ends up feeding on kids with psychic powers. And man, Rebecca Ferguson, she of course played like the hero, like of course she did stuff like the the last two Mission Possible movies, of course the Greatest Showman. I mean, she actually played a villain again like early this year with that Kid Who Would Be King. Now she was great in Kid Who Would Be King, but her in Doctor Sleep, I know she gave a remarkable performance. She portrayed the role of Rosa Hat perfectly. She's trying to get Abra, Abra, who's of course who's the main little girl with the psychic powers and all. And Ferguson really nailed it as the role of Rosa Hat. And yeah, and Doctor Sleep itself was great too. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. All right. Coming in at number 8, it is Mark Hamill as Chucky in the recent Child's Play remake. Now, granted, Mark Hamill was not as good as, let's say, Brad Dourif's Chucky. Like, he wasn't as villainy as Brad Dourif was. But he got pretty creepy. I mean, and he really, now, he actually did voice, before this, he did voice Chucky once before, of course, he voiced Chucky on a episode of Robot Chicken, so there's that. But, man, Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky in the new Child's Play, well, like I said, while not as good as Brad Dourif's portrayal of Chucky, he really nailed it. I mean, he didn't curse as much as Doris Chucky did, obviously. But man, stuff that Mark Hamill said in this as Chucky was pretty creepy. I mean, do you want to be my best friend? And of course, going on a bloody rampage because he wants to add the art to himself. I mean, yeah, Mark Hamill Hamill really killed it. And I mean, he's no stranger for playing the villain roles either. I mean, come on, he of course voiced Joker before. So yeah, I mean, really awesome role. Hopefully we'll get a sequel to Child's Play, but the film didn't do so well, so... Alright, coming in at number 7, it is Bill Nye as Howard Clifford in Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Now, he, of course, is the disabled visionary behind Rhyme City and founder of Clifford Enterprises. And, he also wants to, put his soul into he wants to put his soul into a Mewtwo, and also he wants to put this Oz stuff over people because he wants people to become evolved with Pokemon and all that. That's kind of a messed up villain arc, but still, Bill Nye, he's no stranger for playing the villain role. I mean, come on, he played Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean sequel. And Bill Nye, like, now, I'm gonna admit, it's kind of hard to really talk about this without giving anything away for Detective Pikachu, and I'm not sure. Like, the movie still got released, like in May, so I guess it's on DVD. So I guess if you still haven't seen Detective Pikachu, you have no intention on seeing it. But if you guys don't know, you'll actually think that Mewtwo was the main villain in this. Nope, it ended up actually being Bill Nye, and the whole Mewtwo twist I really did not see that part coming at all. But still, it was a pretty cool twist. Bill Nye played Howard perfectly, and yeah, I mean, whoever thought that Bill Nye could be perfect for a Pokemon movie? I mean, come on. All right, coming in at number 6 is obvious. That is another Joker, by the way. That is Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker in the recent Joker movie. Now, there's been so many great portrayals of Joker, whether you talk about Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson. Joaquin Phoenix takes Joker to pretty much a whole new level here. And I mean, this is one messed up version of the Joker. But I tell you right now, Joaquin Phoenix just nails it every inch. He does the villainous really well. Like, it really is a nice origin story of how Joker became the main bad guy here. And yeah, I mean, who knew that a movie about the main about a main villain could work out well? I mean, can you imagine them doing something like this with Lex Luthor or something like that? But yeah, Joker is hands up awesome. Hope we'll see a sequel, because I love to see Joaquin Phoenix back as this role again. Alright. Coming in at number 5, it is Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, besides Batman, Spider-Man has some of the best villains of all time. Whether you talk about Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus.
What are you doing
here? YouTube.
What?
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it was pretty cool seeing, Mysterio as the main protagonist in Far From Home, and Jake Gyllenhaal, like, he was a perfect Mysterio, and I really thought he nailed everything. So, yeah.
Are you talking about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Anyway,
I know him.
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Spider-Man. Now, of course, I really also like Beck's villainous arc, where main reason why he wanted to do what he do, because he hated Tony Stark, and his Tony Stark kind of really ruined his life and stuff like that. I mean, boy, lots of people always want to take out, like, how many people's lives did Tony Stark ruin? But anyway, yeah. Now, of course, I highly doubt we'll ever see Mysterio again after the events of Far From Home. But yeah, it was pretty cool seeing Jake Gyllenhaal portray this villainous role. All right, coming in at number 4, it is Idris Elba as Braxton Laura in Hobbs and Shaw. Now, of course, Laura is like this cyber-genetically enhanced nurse working for a Edon and former MI6 field agent who has like a history with Deckard Shaw and all. And it's kind of weird seeing a superpower being in a Fast and Furious movie. Like, I figured that one of these has happened. That in one of the Fast and Furious movies, we're going to be dealing with someone with superpowers, and Idris Elba as the villain. I'm sorry to say, I think Elba is actually the perfect. There's literally so many people who want Idris Elba to play the next Bond. I'm sorry, I think he should be the next Bond villain, because I really think he's a much better villain than he is as a hero. If he's portrayed the villain so well in a lot of stuff, like whether you're talking about Star Trek Beyond, of course he voiced Shere Khan in The Lion King, and he's the villain in the new Cats movie, which we don't talk about. And Idris Elba, the fight scenes between him and Dwayne Johnson was pretty decent. Like, his diabolical plans is crazy. Yeah, I thought Idris Elba nailed it as like one of the Fast and Furious movies has been getting better with their films, whether it's the Shaw Brothers or Charlize Theron. I mean, some really cool villains out here. And I wait to see who the villain in Fast and Furious 9 is going to be. But anyway, coming in at number 3, it is Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise in It Chapter 2. Now, of course, Bill Skarsgård made his debut as a Pennywise in the first It, and he ended up reprising the role for the sequel this time. Sorry for that. This time, planning to take down, ending up terrorizing the loser kids who are like all grown up now. And Bill Skarsgård just, of course, Pennywise was once portrayed wonderfully by Tim Curry in the original It. But man, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise in this like a new rendition of it, has been perfect. Bill Skarsgård just plays the creepiness, and he plays that creepy clown well. And pretty cool that we got like that. I literally got 2 creepy clowns in this list. I mean, Joker and Pennywise. Boy, if you guys hate clowns, you probably hate it this year. But anyway. Coming in at number 2, it is Chiwetel Ejiofor for voicing Scar in the recent Jungle Book remake. Now, of course, he had an interesting Now he had some hard shoes to fill. I mean, he ended up replacing playing the role that Jeremy Irons is best known for, and I thought not as good as Jeremy Irons, obviously. Chiwetel Ejiofor played the role of Scar just really creepiness. Like the creepiness aspect of this new Scar was very insane. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I mean, he could play a villain like Idris Elba. He could play the villain really well. Like he's very smooth talk. He could have that creepiness. I mean, he was even one of the recent villains in the recent Maleficent movie, and I think he should be a Bond villain too, by the way. And I mean, come on, Mufasa is one of the best Disney villains there is. I mean, he ended up trying to kill his his nephew. He ends up actually killing his brother so he could get the throne. I mean, that is one messed up villain right there. But Chiwetel Ejiofor just portrays Scar with, and of course the villain song "Be Prepared" is pretty decent too. So yeah, pretty cool villain right there. All right, the best villain of the year, obviously, is no shocker. The best villain of 2019 obviously goes to Thanos, played once again by Idris Elba. I mean, obviously, this will be. Anyway, obviously, Thanos will be number 1. Thanos is definitely one of the best MCU villains we've had. Of course, this was ended up Thanos fall up to Infinity War, and of course, it wasn't like the Thanos from Infinity War, because that Thanos ended up getting killed. So it was like the like the future, like the past Thanos mainly. And boy, Thanos in Endgame was as good as Thanos in Infinity War. Josh Brolin really portrays Thanos with, like, he really plays that role just perfectly. Like, he, of course, does the voice of Thanos. He doesn't really have, like, bias or anything. But, man, Josh Brolin, like, I think he was born to play the role of Thanos. Of course, if you guys remember in Infinity War, he ended up snapping his fingers, and, lots of people ended up getting dusted. And, well, of course, he tried to do that in Endgame, but if you guys saw Endgame, you know that didn't happen second time around. But, of course, we lost a little, someone. That was Tony Stark at the end of it, but, I mean, yeah. I still get a little teary-eyed just thinking about it. But, still. God knows if we're ever going to see Thanos again in the near future, but, yeah, Thanos in Endgame was a really awesome. I mean, it was pretty cool to see the Infinity Saga come to an end, and Thanos, hands down, is literally the best villain of the year. And he was the best villain in the last issue, by the way. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Mark Strong and Shazam. 9, Rebecca Ferguson and Dr. Sleep. 8, Mark Hamill and Child's Play. 7, Bill Nye and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. 6, Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. 5, Jake Gyllenhaal for Spider-Man Far From Home. 4, Idris Elba for Hobbs and Shaw. 3, Bill Skarsgård for It Chapter 2. 2, Chiwetel Ejiofor for The Lion King. And 1, Josh Brolin for Avengers Endgame. Now, there's other villains I could have added. Now, I was going to add, Palpatine, but if I would have added Palpatine, I would have actually ended up, spoiling some stuff from Rise of Skywalker, and I didn't want to do that. So that's kind of why Palpatine is not really in this list. Alright, there's, of course, Lupita Nyong'o in Us. Of course, the doppelganger there's Mahershala Ali in Alita Battle Angel. Of course, Jude Law in Captain Marvel. I mean, it's a pretty good villains this year. But let me leave to you guys. Who were some of your favorite movie villains of 2019? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T Movie signing off.